I still remember the exact moment my world split in two. The second my husband looked me in the eyes, completely calm, completely cold, and said, "I'm not paying for that. Not for a vacation, not for a car, not even for me, for my mom, for her life." And what happened after that? The decision my mother made before she died, it changed everything in ways he never saw coming. And honestly, neither did I. You know how people always say you don't really know someone until things get hard? I used to think that was just something people say to sound wise. But now I know it's true. Because when everything was fine, when life was easy, my husband Daniel was perfect. Loving, supportive, responsible. The kind of man everyone said I was lucky to have. We had been married for 6 years. Built a comfortable life, good house, stable income, shared plans for the future. And my mom? She adored him. She used to say, "You chose well. He's a good man." I believed that too. Until the hospital called. It was a Tuesday afternoon. I was at work when my phone rang. I almost didn't answer because I was in the middle of something, and that's a decision I still think about, because everything changed after that call. "Your mother has been admitted. It's serious." I don't even remember driving to the hospital. I just remember the smell of antiseptic, the sound of machines, and seeing her, smaller than I'd ever seen her before. The doctor pulled me aside. Calm voice, careful words, the kind that already tell you it's bad before they even finish the sentence. "She needs surgery. It's urgent." I asked the only thing that mattered. "Will she survive?" He hesitated, and that hesitation said everything. "There's a strong chance, if we act quickly." If. That word echoed in my head like a warning siren. Then came the part no one prepares you for. The cost. The kind of number that doesn't just hurt, it shocks you into silence. Insurance wouldn't cover all of it. There was a gap. A big one. But we had savings. Not unlimited, but enough. Daniel and I had been careful, responsible, preparing for our future. So I went home that night thinking, "We can do this. We have to." I found him in the living room, scrolling on his phone like it was any other night. I sat down, told him everything, every detail, every fear. And at first, he just listened. No reaction, no emotion, just silence. Then he asked one question. "How much?" I told him, and I watched something change in his face. Not shock, not concern, calculation. "That's a lot of money," he said slowly. "I know," I said. "But we have it. We can figure the rest out. I need your support on this." He leaned back, exhaled, like I had just asked him for something unreasonable. "That's our savings," he said. "Our savings for what?" I asked, my voice already starting to shake. "For our future, for our house upgrade, for emergencies." "This is an emergency, Daniel." He shook his head. "It's not our emergency." I thought I misheard him. "She's my mom." "And not mine," he replied, flat, like it was the most logical thing in the world. That's when the room started to feel smaller, like the air was disappearing. "She could die," I said. He didn't look away, didn't soften. "I'm not spending our life savings on someone who might not even make it." "Someone, not your mom. Not the woman who welcomed him like a son. Someone." I felt something break inside me right then. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, like a crack forming in glass. "She's not just someone," I whispered. He shrugged. "Look, I'm being realistic. We can't throw everything away on a gamble." A gamble. That word hit harder than anything else. I remember standing up, pacing, trying to understand how this was even happening. "If it were your mom, would you say the same thing?" He didn't even hesitate. "That's different." Of course it was. Everything is different when it's someone you care about. I begged him. "I'm not proud of it. But I did. I tried logic, emotion, memories. I reminded him of everything she'd done for us. The times she helped us financially when we were struggling. The way she treated him like family. Nothing worked. He just kept repeating the same thing. It's too much money. Not, I'm scared. Not, I don't know what to do. Just, money. That night, I went back to the hospital alone. I sat by my mom's bed, holding her hand, trying to be strong. She looked at me, really looked at me, the way only a mother can, like she could see everything I was trying to hide. Something's wrong, she said softly. I tried to smile. No, everything's fine. She squeezed my hand. Don't lie to me. And I broke. I told her everything, every word, every refusal. I expected anger, shock, hurt. But what I saw instead was clarity. She went quiet for a moment, just staring at the ceiling. Then she said something I will never forget. Now you know who he really is. Not cruel, not emotional, just certain. I shook my head, tears streaming down my face. I'll figure something out, I promise. I won't let anything happen to you. She smiled at me, weak but calm. I know you won't. The next few days were chaos. I called everyone, looked into loans, sold what I could, even considered quitting my job to access funds early. It wasn't enough. Time was running out. And Daniel? He stayed exactly the same, cold, distant, unmoved. At one point, he even said, "You're letting your emotions ruin our future." Our future. I started to realize something terrifying. Maybe our future wasn't what I thought it was. Then one morning, the doctor told me we couldn't wait any longer. We need a decision. I sat there, numb, knowing I didn't have what was needed. When I walked into her room, she looked at me and immediately understood. It's okay, she said. No, it's not, I whispered. She reached for my hand again. Listen to me carefully. Her voice was weaker now, but still steady. I want you to go home today, and I want you to bring me something. What? My will. I frowned, confused. Why? Because I need to make a change. I didn't understand, but I did what she asked. That afternoon, I brought the documents. A lawyer came in. Everything was done quietly, quickly. She was very clear about what she wanted. I didn't ask questions. I didn't have the strength. 2 days later, she was gone. And I don't think I've ever felt emptier than I did standing in that hospital room, holding her hand after it was already too late. The funeral passed in a blur. People came, offered condolences, said all the right things. Daniel stood beside me, playing the part of the supportive husband. But I knew the truth, and deep down, I think he knew I knew. A week later, the lawyer called. It was time to read the will. We sat in that office, the air heavy with tension. I wasn't thinking about money. I wasn't thinking about anything except her. But then the lawyer started reading, and everything changed. She had left everything, the house, her savings, her investments, to me. But there was a condition.